Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Shadowscape, and this evening I'm joined by
Dean, Glenn,
Steve. And we just finished playing Shadowscape. Now this is set in the Mistfall universe. I haven't played any of the other Mistfall games, but essentially this is a light dungeon crawl. There's two ways you can play the game. You can play it competitively or cooperatively. We went for the competitive game, so we're running around. You can see our 4 miniatures here, trying to kill the monsters in the dungeon here and collect the treasure. But the interesting thing is the way you do your action. So on your turn, you've got 4 of these cards here, and the cards let you do various things. So this prepare action lets me draw some cards. These cards are going to be pretty important. I'll explain those in a second. You can attack the monsters. You can heal. If you look at the other side of this card, I've got some healing here. But when you take an action, let's say I take this attack action, you flip over the card after you've done it, and then whatever was on the other side, you can't do that again until the card gets flipped back. So typically you're going to be flipping 2 cards on your turn, then your next turn you've got a different set of actions. So the kind of actions you can do keep changing. You'll use actions to attack the monsters. So for example, this one has a health of 4, so you need to generate 4 attacks to kill that thing. So you do your kind of attack, but then you look in your hand of cards, and the hand has extra symbols on here that might help. So if you're doing a magic attack like this card, this would let me boost it. I would discard the card and it adds 1 to the attack. This I could discard to add to defense. If you're searching for treasure, you kind of have to generate a certain number of search points, and then you look and see if you have enough. In this case, 5. That one's quite a difficult one to get to. But yes, you discard the cards to try and get the treasure. So you're going through collecting these trophies. Every time you kill a monster, you get a trophy. And then at the end, or the beginning if you like, of each turn, you get to claim 1 card from this selection. Now some cards give you extra actions. You can add this as an extra action. Again, it's double-sided to give you more sort of abilities. You can get treasure cards here that will help you in various ways. And the most important things are these objective cards at the top. So this one says if you bring a beast trophy and a brigand trophy to the hero shrine, that's one of the locations on the map. So here, this would be an example of a brigand trophy. It's a brigand baddie that I've defeated, if you like. So if I brought the right trophies to the right space, I could then claim that card. And you'll notice quite a few of these cards have got crystals on the bottom of them. At the end of the game, whoever has the most of these crystals wins. Now there's when you get through the deck of these objective cards, the whisper cards they're called, a final boss will show up in the middle of the dungeon that you have to fight, and once somebody defeats him, they're going to get 3 crystals. Glenn, I think you managed to get it, didn't you? So you're getting quite a bit for killing that final boss. But then you just total up whoever has the most crystals, and they're the winner. All right, what do we think?
I think it's a little bit long for what it is. I don't know whether that would work better with a 3-player game. There'd be a little bit more to it, more monsters per person, because there were a few occasions where we were running a bit light. The bit I like about it is, one of the things you didn't mention is that when you take damage, it just blocks cards, so you don't ever actually die. So it's a dungeon crawl where you don't die, but then you have to spend time healing in order to get through, which I quite like. But generally, it struck me as a little long for what it is.
Okay, Glenn.
I really like the theme. I haven't done Mistfall, but it's roleplay-ish. I like the fact that there's a cooperative possibility. Obviously, we played the competitive game, though. Unlike Dean, I don't like the fact that you don't die, simply because it does make the game take an incredibly long time to play, for like first time through and everything. But I would love to play again and see what the cooperative side looks like.
Okay, Steve?
There's a couple of really good mechanics I quite liked in this game. The art's quite nice, the components quite nice, the card's quite nice, but the monsters move around. So at the end of your turn you reveal a card and the monsters move around, and each monster will move differently depending on where it is in the dungeon and what tiles, what symbols match. So for example, if you reveal a monster card with the green symbol at the bottom, all the undead monsters move, and this monster will move in that direction, so it would follow the matching symbol, and then it would move in that direction. It can't go back in itself, but it would move around, and then next turn it would move there, and then it wouldn't go back, and the next turn it would move there, then next turn it would move there and would move back, and it would move around the dungeon. That's quite a nice thing. The other thing as well, each person's got this one special powerful card, it's the hero card, where you've effectively got a choice of 2 actions, but the power the action is equivalent to all the stars on the top of your cards. So at the moment, this card, if I do the attack, I can do star damage, 1, 2, 3. But if I've previously ordered my turns to a point where that's flipped around, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you can time things well, and that action becomes quite powerful, but you can't use it every turn. And not only can you not use it every turn, you can't even use it every other turn, because you've got to flip a lot of cards around to make sure that when you use it, you can do the thing. Just so happened Glenn won the game because his cards aligned the best. He was able to kill the bad guy at the end with his star power, effectively. So that's I quite like. But the other guys have said it. This is just far too long for what it is. I think if I played it again with people who know how to play, it might change it. I also think if you play it cooperatively with more players, you will be involved in other players' turns. On Dean's turn, I might say, "Oh, I'm taking too much wounds. Can you go and kill that guy for me?" Maybe that would help things. But after my turn, I just sat there. I sat there and waited for the monsters to move, see if they attacked me. If they didn't attack me, it was like 15 minutes before, or 10 or 15 minutes before my next turn when people had decisions on their turn. So that sort of lack of interaction hit it down for me.
Rating out of 10?
It's not my sort of game. It is well designed. I'm only going to rate it a 5.
Okay. Claire?
6.
Okay. Dean?
I'd give it a 6. I'd like to see it played again now with people that have played it before to just see how much it speeds up. If it speeds up, it can get up to a 7, but at the moment it's a 6.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely did take long, and we're playing with 3 new players here, so that is going to slow it down. I get the impression that it would speed up, certainly when everyone knows what they're doing. Some of my turns I was playing very quickly. It's like, okay, I'm going to go here and do this, and then next turn. So I don't think the downtime is too much of an issue, but it certainly exists. When other people are taking their turns, there is not a lot that you can do. The theme I find is fairly generic, but the mechanics are really nice. The whole idea of flipping the cards, having to plan ahead what you're doing, as Steve was talking about those stars, and also what Dean mentioned with the wounds is really nice. So just very quickly as an example, if I take 2 wounds, I can stick 2 wounds on this card which blocks that card from working, or I can stick one wound here and 1 wound here which blocks both of these cards from working. I can't put any wounds on this card though because there's no wound marker. So thinking about where you assign your wounds is interesting, and there's plenty of interesting things to think about. The monsters have special abilities, which is quite nice, so there is quite a bit going on. Personally, I think I'd be on a 7 out of 10. I'd very happily play this again. Alright, thanks for watching. That was Shadowscape.